Well, today woke up to a story of Thomas Tuchel to Manchester United hint, and obviously even Paul Scholes had something to say about the future of the manager and how pressure is really piling up onto Erik Ten Hag. Welcome to the United Matters channel. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rock and David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. It's really a Monday and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. And those are really having difficulties, pray to it that everything really goes on as well and you people heal from this. Now, yesterday, United won with Aston Villa, and the two games that would have gone ahead to see Erik Ten Hag get sacked by the club of Manchester United, he obviously managed to get 2 points from those. A draw away at FC Porto and a draw at Aston Villa. Something that at Villa, you would obviously say, all right, Villa is now that team that really fights for the top 4, and we all know to it that it's in the Champions League because they accomplished 4th into that recently concluded season. Looks like Erik Ten Hag is having a little bit of relief, but as we thought that Erik Ten Hag is having a little bit of relief, Samuel Lucas, a chief correspondent for the Manchester Evening News, has come out and really said the following: Manchester United are lining up Thomas Tuchel as a potential replacement for Erik Ten Hag. United admire other candidates who are already attached to clubs, and the attraction of Thomas Tuchel is that he's immediately attainable. You understand? So the reason as to why United are lining up Thomas Tuchel to replace Erik Ten Hag is because, one, they believe Thomas Tuchel is jobless. Thomas Tuchel is jobless, and if all goes well as to plan, then he should be the right man to obviously coming through and really do the job for the club of Manchester United and manage this club. Now, for me, even when in the summer we are linked Thomas Tuchel, I was like, this is not one of the things that we should be doing. I think if you're looking to get in a manager, you shouldn't obviously get in Thomas Tuchel, because unless otherwise, you don't know his past. Do you think that he's really going to get everything right at the club of Manchester United? Because he was at PSG, he got sacked, though he played in the Champions League finale. Then he came at Chelsea, he played in the finale. But do you think he's a constructor? I don't really believe he's a constructor. At Bayern Munich, one of the reasons as to why they really said they want him out, it's because he never wanted to groom youngsters like Musiala. He wanted a finished article. You know, is it called Pavlovic, is it? Something of the sort, you know? Pavlovic, that player that plays in the midfield, young. So, Hunes came out and said the problem with Thomas Tuchel is he wants finished articles. He doesn't want the ones in the making. He doesn't want raw diamonds. And when you look at teams like Manchester United, what's our history? It's all about having a manager who can obviously improve young stars and really get them into the team. And that is one of the things that I'm really very hesitant about really getting into Thomas Tuchel. I'm not saying that Erik Ten Hag shouldn't be sacked. If a decision is taken for him to be sacked, it's okay. But I don't see Thomas Tuchel as the realistic manager to obviously coming through and put in the shift, because the same situation was at Chelsea. Chelsea went ahead to bring in young stars, and guess what happened? Thomas Tuchel couldn't obviously do the needful, even though they got him, Koulibaly, and very many others. He failed to obviously run a show at the side of Chelsea, and he was really sacked. The same applies to Bayern Munich. Now, what makes Ineos think that this guy could obviously come and really turn around things at the club of Manchester United? Because I think we should go the Arsenal way. Whether it's Erik Ten Hag or not Erik Ten Hag, we should go the Arsenal way. If Erik Ten Hag is to be sacked, let us get in another manager who can really improve young talent and really take this team to the next level. Period. Nothing much. But for Thomas Tuchel, the idea is really not well for me. I know there are people at Manchester United, the hierarchy, who really love the manager. That's why they contacted him during the preseason. But we all know to it that when he was coming to the preseason, right? During the summer transfer window, when Manchester United went ahead to contact him, he rejected the job because of one, what United wanted, you know, what they had on the table, and what Thomas Tuchel wanted. Two really wanted different things. Thomas Tuchel wanted full control of the team and having a clear say in who comes in and who goes out at the club of Manchester United. So this side of United, we are like, no, you need to obviously have a board that is responsible for what you are going to get, and you tell us what position you want to reinforce. After that position gets reinforced, after you tell us who you want to bring in, after telling us the positions you want to reinforce, we'll give you players and you choose on the list of 5 per position that you want. And Tuchel is like, that's not how I work. I really want full control. I want the veto power to do what I want at the club of Manchester United. So, do you think Tuchel has gone ahead to obviously change his mind on that? I don't think so, because way back, he rejected when he was not in a position of strength like he's going to be right now, because the market doesn't have managers that don't have jobs. I think Thomas Tuchel, Zinedine Zidane, Allegri are the 3 managers that are really reputable, who are really not having jobs. But the rest of the managers are not really part of that, and they are not really having those jobs. So I tell you, a lot needs to be really sieved. You know, we need to obviously come up with the perfect way possible to see to it that the team of Manchester United really gets a right manager. And Erik ten Hag, if he's not the right guy, then Ineos should not look at Thomas Tuchel. I think if they want that that chance of coming in through, charge the players, obviously you'll get it. But if United got it under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, you know, does the new manager bounce excite you? For me, it doesn't excite me. For me, it's all about longevity. You understand? So, Thomas Tuchel has a past of really falling out with players. Do you know that? So, he's a good manager, but I don't think he's the right man for the job. And we are waiting to see what decision they're really going to be taking, as Erik ten Hag decision here is still pending, though 90% chance it's like the guy is really going nowhere. So they are really lining him up, but I believe it's not for this time round. They're really gonna start trying to see which manager should come in through, especially if at all doesn't go on well with Erik ten Hag. And I know Omar Berada, one. The other one is Dan Ashworth. They know the right person to obviously get in through and do the job for the club of Manchester United. So that's it for Thomas Tuchel and Erik ten Hag plus Ineos. Now, Paul Scholes, after drawing with Aston Villa yesterday, said a point on a difficult ground with a lot of pressure. I never really got the impression they went there to try and win the game. It was more of a survival tactic than anything else, but United were very difficult to play against. Obviously, United was difficult to play against yesterday, and I really said it hugely that no one really thought that we could look like that. But Erik ten Hag came in with his survival tactics, and he was like, let me obviously first do this. And I know that this style of play that he's really using can help him really gather 9 in the next 3 points in the next 3 games. That is West Ham, Fenerbahce, and Brentford in descending order. You get? So those are the games that Erik ten Hag is left with, and all he wanted to get this point. After getting the point, get relief and go into the international break, then come back to Brentford. And I know for Brentford, he's really gonna throw everything at that team at Old Trafford to win that game. All United needs is to win that game. They win it, all will be well. So guys, I call upon for your reactions into the comment section below about Thomas Tuchel lined up to replace Erik ten Hag. What do you think about that? Do you think Samuel Lucas was really given information by the board of Manchester United Never say never. More stories about Thomas Tuchel to Manchester United are really loading in here. And it's really going to be a huge talk about the replacement of Erik ten Hag, because he might not get a sack this time round, but if at all he doesn't really do well in the games of Brentford, games of Fenerbahce, and games of West Ham, he will really get a sack. And all what he has to do is simple. He has to obviously see himself winning these games. I'm out.